great to be here, and thank you all for coming out to listen. Targa, as Gwen stated, is a relatively new company. We listed last year in September and acquired our first lithium project in December of that year as well. So there's some forward-looking statements. You can go through that at your leisure. So Targa Exploration, we are an venture capital company. We have 10 assets across 4 different provinces in Quebec, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Ontario. We probably have one of the largest land holdings of prospective lithium land in Canada with over 275,000 hectares. Being a member of the Inventor Capital Group, we do have that unparalleled access to capital and the network that they also provide. So yeah, we'll get into the projects. We'll get into management first, actually. So Cameron Teamster is our CEO and president. So he just came on after we acquired the Pan-Canadian Lithium, which was a private company that had Saskatchewan assets and Ontario assets in it. Cam has experience as a COO of Latin Americas, where they ran a tailings project, and he is the current CEO of TRGEF Gold Corp as well. Another name that isn't on this slide that I really want to introduce you all to is a gentleman called Jeremy Feister. So he is our new geology manager. He's the latest hire that we have. He just finished up his PhD at Laurentian University that is focused on lithium pegmatites. So he's a great addition. So we're very lucky to also, with our projects, partner with some of the best in the business. Steve Blower, the guys at Canolan Minerals, and Sean Ryan. Probably very familiar names to some of you. Some of you might know them, but they're big names in the space. Steve Blower, 30-year veteran in Saskatchewan. Himself and Craig Parry were the driving forces between ISO Energy and their Hurricane deposit out there. Canolan Minerals as well, Zach Flood. We acquired the Openarka and Manitoba projects from Zach and that group. If anyone's familiar with Francis McDonald as well, he is the current CEO of Lift Power, and they're doing some great work in the Northwest Territories there. But he also was one of the guys that staked our Openarka ground. And Sean Ryan, obviously, is a legendary prospector. He was 2011 PDAC Prospector of the Year, and we acquired 3 of our Quebec projects with Mascaro, Leaf River, and Anangaba with him. So a quick overview of our corporate structure, a little over 61 million shares outstanding. We have 850,000 cash in the bank at the moment. So we closed the first tranche of our financing that we've gone out for. It was about $1.3 million, and we closed that about a month ago, and expect to wrap up the financing in the very near-term future. The people holding our company, Inventor Capital Group, obviously the founders hold a strong position there. Sean Ryan, Canolan, and everyone else. Why lithium? I don't think I need to go too heavy into this. I think everyone knows that the electric vehicles and moving towards the electrification of the world is at the front of a lot of the government's thoughts, as well as all those car manufacturers, and is a very important part. So also I wanted to bring up the fact the IRA in the States. So the Inflation Reduction Act is now requiring 80% of minerals in the EV space to come from US and free trade partners by 2028. And with Canada already having the rail access and quite connected to the US manufacturing or the US automotive manufacturing, then we're very, very well positioned there, as well as short shipping to routes to Northern Europe. Okay, let's go on to our projects, because we have a couple. So we currently have 10 projects under our umbrella across 4 different provinces: Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec, and Manitoba. But we're always looking at new ones as well. So we have any projects ranging from complete grassroots exploration with 3 of the projects that we acquired from Sean Ryan, which was just based on geochem anomalies, all the way to our Manitoba claims that have historical sampling of up to almost 3% lithium oxide. So we just wrapped up our first pass in the mapping programs of those 3 Sean Ryan Quebec projects, and we're waiting on maps and reports coming up from that. Hopefully in the fall, we'll see some results coming from there. And so we also have a team currently at our Open Arca project. So that's the one we acquired from Canolan Minerals and Zach Flood. It's a 43,500 hectare project, 40 km south of the Corvette lithium discovery. That'll be the focus of this presentation, or the short time I have left. So you'll learn a little bit more about that. And our Manitoba and Saskatchewan projects, we're currently consulting with First Nations, and we have plans to explore in the spring and the summer of next year. And our Manitoba projects are the ones that do have those historical occurrences of lithium, and were explored by Tanco back in the 1980s. So our Open Arca project, 100% owned, 43,500 hectare land package, as I said, acquired from Canoland. We acquired that back in 2022, and we also got the Manitoba project from Canolan there. So it's located in James Bay, 40 kilometers south of Open Arca there. It's also interesting, I know a lot of people probably have been following around this space and has seen Rio's recent JV spree. So the Rio Tinto and Azimuth deal with $115 million worth of expenditures, as well as the Rio Tinto Midland, which is $65 million. Our Open Arca project is 1 claim cell block away from that Azimuth Rio JV. So we're very excited. As I said, we have boots on the ground there at the moment, and we're very excited to get some results out of that. And next, so our Open Arca project covers multiple intersecting LCT pegmatite indicators. So we have that localized lake sediment anomalies for lithium and cesium in there. We also have outcropping granites from the Vieux Comtois intrusive complex. So that's the same granitic units identified near the Corvette deposit as well. So we're very excited about this project in particular. And there's an indication of a major east-west trending structure that could provide ideal pathways to pegmatitic intrusions. The next one. So our project is largely covered by till. So the field program consists of an extensive deep till sampling program running across the property in lines spaced 1 kilometer apart to look for indicators of buried lithium-rich pegmatites. So we're conducting a more detailed mapping and investigation around the known outcrops of the Vieux Comtois granites and lake sediment anomalies there. So everyone's probably aware of the recent forest fires that spread across almost the entire area of James Bay. That has hopefully actually got rid of a lot of cover there, and might be revealing outcrops that we can identify via helicopter and investigate them further. So we're working very closely with Canoland. They're running the program out there in steps with Jeremy Feister and Cameron as well. So we're very excited to get out there. So it's really targeting where the right geology, structure, and geochemistry are intersecting. Finally, this is our 2023 Phase 1 exploration program. Most of our focus this year was in the Quebec area, with some late season prospecting that is planned in Ontario as well. So the guys will get out to that after they're finished up with Open Arca. And so you expect to see Quebec results by mid-fall, which will hopefully time a nice uptick in this market. So next year, our Phase 2 programs will be dependent on the results of this current field program, as well as our discussions with the First Nations groups in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and ability to get access to those programs. Yeah, so that is everything. I'm happy to run through the other programs because I know I didn't have too much time here, but I'll be outside. And so if anyone has any questions on anything, and feel free to come up and have a chat with me. So yeah, thank you very much.